Welcome to the Canned Wine Podcast, where we open cans of wine and talk about it. And today is a special Thanksgiving bonus episode. So we're not stuck with this being our 14th episode or not. It's just a random bonus episode. And we're not even going to have a wine nerd word of the week today. But we do have a can of the day because it's our bonus one. And it's the Bridgelane Bubbles Rosé, which we got at the Botanical Gardens in New York. We went there for the train show, but they always feature Bridgelane wines, and the Bubbles Rosé is a bit out of our schedule because, as you know, we've focused mostly on red wines at this time because it's getting colder and colder and the days are getting shorter and shorter. We basically have a nice morning, and then the sun starts to go down, and by 4 o'clock it's dark again. So that's the way it is up here. What is Bridgelane Bubbles Rosé all about? Well, Bridgelane wineries are on Cox Neck Road in Mattituck, New York. For those of you that aren't in New York, that's kind of, you head east from New York City down Long Island, and it splits into a North Fork and a South Fork. And it's kind of just on that split on the North Fork. So up there, they're making great wines, according to everything we have tried. This has an interesting variety. It's got 31% Merlot, 31% Muscat, 21% La Crescent, 10% Le Grain, and 7% Pinot Blanc. All of these grapes come from New York State and were harvested in September 22. They use the Fermoir, still working on my French, Fermoir Rouge. This strain is selected because it gives them, a very consistent selected fermentation, and it helps to enhance the aromas and flavors of the wine. They ferment it for 40 days at 60 degrees Fahrenheit, relatively cool, but not too cool. They don't macerate it. They don't use malolactic fermentation like you would expect in a, something like a Chardonnay or whatever. They don't do that. They age it in 100% stainless, so there's no no oaky taste or anything like that. They carbonate it mechanically, like forced carbonation. That gives it a little bit of a sparkle to it. And they were filled May 2024, and only 880 cases were made. Now, they're saying that the 2022 growing season was excellent. I can attest to that. The summer was hot, dry, and near perfect. The lack of rainfall was unprecedented, but mitigated by drip irrigation and a few much-needed rain events in September and October. Harvest of red wine grapes was 2 weeks ahead of normal years, with Brix at the highest level seen in the history of the region. Yields were down, but quality was extremely high. And that's typical of when you have drought years like that. They'll be very sugary, and they typically mature a little bit early. The color, light salmon. I think they're kind of stretching that. I didn't see any pinky hues in this at all. It looked like a very solid yellow. But their tasting notes are right on. Tasted like white wine. To get a little deeper into that, it did have some white fruit tastes and possibly strawberry. Now, I typically would have already given you this. It's a 250 ml can, 11% alcohol per volume. It's a little acidic. The pH is 3.26, and the residual sugar is 8 grams per liter. So it's not overly sweet, but it's good. And I just got it with lunch at the Botanical Gardens. So I hope you enjoyed the video and the pictures of the trains. We did not drink wine on the train or in the cars because we try to do that responsibly. A shout out to all the people working hard at the Botanical Gardens. Very helpful. The online ticketing was done very well. and it's a seasonal thing that we just love to do. And to our friends down visiting us, hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving meal and our trip to the garden. And I'm sure they also enjoyed the cannoli and cappuccinos on Arthur Avenue. So this one is a bonus episode without much structure, but I hope you enjoyed it, and happy Thanksgiving. And we'll see you all soon with our 14th regular episode.